A-rigs. A-rigs depend on your state's regulations, how many hooks you can have. Here in Minnesota, just one for us. So I always go with the Minnesota rig from Hog Farmer. There's other ones out on the market. This one gets bit and it doesn't break. It does not break. You're gonna be able to catch so many fish on this. Just have so much confidence in that one. As far as colors, I like gold. A lot of people like silver, but they're also biting the chartreuse one today. So I don't really think there is a right answer. Kind of dial that in for your fishery. For heads, I really like, well, it depends on what kind of swim bait I'm throwing. If I'm throwing a normal plastic like a Kitech or an X-Zone Swammer, whatever, I'm going with the Dirty Jigs screw lock. Those, I mean, we were fishing them today. You can catch a lot of fish on just those one bait. That screw lock really holds it in nicely. If I'm going with a diesel minnow, something I can catch 100 fish on, I'm going with the Picasso Lures smallmouth in quarter ounce pretty much always, no matter the depth. But this thing, little hack, I mean, you can catch as many fish on that thing as you want, still gonna be good to go. For a line, straight fluoro is what I'm running. I do 20-pound Seaguar Invisex or Sunline Sniper, both great options, but 20-pound, anything below that, you can start getting fouled and snagged up in here and start breaking them off. You don't want to break these off. They're expensive. Let's go to some rods. I got a couple of different rods here. When you're talking an A-rig rod, I like a more moderate action. Obviously that can lose you some fish on a hook set as if you're not setting it hard enough, but once you got them pinned, they're pretty much coming in the boat every time. When that sucker doubles over, it's hard for them to shake that single hook, especially if you're just grinding them in like you're supposed to, or like I do, I guess. So for rod, I like a moderate action, heavy power, obviously, anything in that 7.6 to 8 foot range. I use swim bait rods. They have that more moderate action that I'm looking for. It's not really, you can obviously use a flipping stick, but I just keep more fish pinned like this. And this happens to be a 904 swim bait rod from G. Loomis. We've got one in the shop. It's a Janko swim bait rod that's exactly this action and works perfectly. If you want to, this is my first choice. If you want to step up a little bit, it's an 8 foot heavy, so it's rated from 2 to 6 ounces. This thing's only just over maybe 1.5 ounces, so a little underrated, but with an 8 foot rod and this power, you can cast these things a mile. Over 100 feet, and that's what you need to be doing out here for some smallmouth. As far as reels go, I'd go with a 150 size reel. Things like the Corrado DC hooks these guys good. And then that new Tatula 150 would also be a perfect option, or something like a Zillion. When I'm throwing these A-rigs, especially out here on Mille Lacs, I'm looking for, I mean, wherever the fish are, you can fish this in 6 feet of water all the way to 25 feet of water is where I'm catching these fish on an A-rig. Mainly where I'm throwing these A-rigs, obviously hopefully around some schooling fish, that really helps rather than just picking out single ones. If there's a few that come up and see it, you got a better chances of them getting bit, obviously. But I'm especially out here in Mille Lacs, any rocky lake, I'm looking for the biggest boulders with some deep water nearby. It's not too complicated. You just got to keep running different boulders, different places, and you'll run into them eventually. And then as far as storing these guys, a lot of people have their own way. I keep this, what they come in, and I just stick them right back in there. This, I mean, I would cut this off and just throw this in anywhere you can store it, but once you're ready to fish, boom, bend it out a little bit, throw a hook on there, you're all set. So keep these guys. Hope those tips kind of help you out on the water, and go catch some fish this fall. Should be biting.